from the offices of MrTopStep.com in the cave in Delray Beach, Florida. I am Danny Riley from Mr. Top Step. Now, the name of today's video is going to be the S&P 500 Futures, Switch Day, and the Mr. Top Step Boot Camp. The high of the day came in at 21.77 quarter mid-afternoon. The low came in at 21.69 quarter around a little bit after 9 o'clock Central Time. And last, we're 21.73 quarter, we're down 4.75 handles. Total volume, let me check. We've got very low volume. And that's because the D's and the D's has gone front month here, but people are still trading the SEP. We've only got about 250,000 D's traded. Now, the MIM started showing like 150 million to buy, gradually went up to 500 million to buy, and I'm going a little early here today. I'll be able to give you the exact imbalance, I think, right now. Let me check. No, I'm still early. And I'm going early on this video anyway, so I want to point that out. But anyways, next week we've got a very, very low level of economic reports. We've only got 15 economic reports. We've got a total of 12 T-bill or T-bond auctions or announcements. We've got 2 Federal Reserve Bank presidents speaking on Monday, and then we've got the September quad witch. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, well, right now what we're looking at today is we're looking at the Pitbull's Thursday, Friday low, but the week before the expiration. And the stats are going to work accordingly for tomorrow, the Friday before the sub quad witch, which has been up 21, down 10 of the last 31 occasions. That's bullish, my friends. But then when you go into the next week's expiration week, it's a mixture of up 17 and down, and up 17 of the last 32 or up 18 of the last 32 occasions throughout the whole week. So while the numbers are skewed a little bullish, they're not that bullish. And again, I think that what rings most about the September quad witch is I think it's going to go away, but I got to remind people that sometimes the sub quad witch does not go well at all. So with that in mind, I think you got to be careful next week. But who knows? With the volumes this low and with the rollover going right now, maybe that's a good opportunity for the futures to go popping back up. But I'll tell you what, every time they look like they're going to press that 2190 level in the S&P and keep going a little bit, they just stop. And you know what? And that's 2185, 2186. Very, very rough level. But anyways, look at the funny thing about today was that several people hit me up and said that they forgot today was roll day, switch day. And next week is already the September quad witch, so things are happening fast here. Now, let me look at some of the statistics that the Stock Traders Almanac's got. Let me get them real quick. Let's see. The week after, let's see, excuse me. Expiration week. Week 2001, Dow lost 1,370 points, or 14.3%. Second worst weekly point loss ever, and 5th worst week overall. And then the September quad witch itself, according to the Stock Traders Almanac, has the Dow up 10 of the last 13. So that's bullish. That's a bullish. So you've got bullish stats coming out of us. You've got bullish stats coming out of the Traders Almanac, and then, but here's where I'm going to get concerned. The week after September quad witch has the Dow down 20 of the last 25, with an average loss of 1.2%. So while that's not a big loss, I think it is. It could be the beginning of the crack in the dam as you go into the end of the month and into the September quarterly rebalance. Now, right now, we've got kind of a funny overall price action going here in the S&P. The bonds sold off sharply today, and the S&P is down modestly, and crude oil has just gone ballistic. It was up 3% yesterday, and it traded all the way up to 47.76 before we got a sell signal, but even so, it's only come off a little bit. Now look, I want to just kind of point something out. I don't really know what these markets are doing. You know, the low volume grind, the S&P sells off a little bit, you get a low volume grind, then the futures come flying back, but they just don't seem able to grab a bid and push through 2,200. But I want to reiterate something. There's a gigantic open interest in all these calls across the board at the 2,200 level. So there's going to be a squeeze at some point. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the MrTopStep Bootcamp. And I don't want people to turn off because you know what? This is really important. Everybody knows that I do not pressure people to take products or any of that kind of stuff. But what I've learned, and I'm being honest as I can be about this, is that after I left the trading floor, I had to create my own trading flow. I had to get back into some kind of feeling of where I felt I was on the floor. And I never could really accomplish that. But over the last couple of years, I'm going to be very, very honest about this. Being in the MrTopStep forum and seeing WB post all the time and seeing David Dubé post and seeing Shy Stock and seeing Top Notch and everybody else in the forum has really, really, really helped me get a feel for the way they see the markets and what they're doing and putting out levels and trade ideas and stuff. And I've become a lot more patient now. I don't try to trade more than a couple times a day. If I see an early trade in the morning, I'll take it. And then if the markets sell off and I think they're going to bounce, I reverse. And that's been working pretty well for me. But we really, really, really do have a big lineup this boot camp. And I want to reiterate something. I don't ask for very much. But at the end of the day, what I would appreciate is that if you guys would go out to your friends and say, hey, you know what? D-Boy's throwing a boot camp next week. Let's join that thing. Because you know what? We've got a lot of webinars coming up, and I've also promised you that I'm going to bring back the pit bull. So in a very little small favor from you to me, please join the boot camp. The ad's on the front of the website, and tell a friend. It's going to be a great boot camp. We only get better when it comes to our boot camps. And you know what? When people are trading good, that's a good time to take it too. You know, I don't think that volatility is going to stay like this forever. We have the lowest range over the last 42 days, lowest percentage range since 1928. So, yeah, you know that it can't stay like that for long. And you know what? When it does bust out, whether it does bust out tomorrow, the week, whatever it starts to bust out, we're going to be here. And so is the MrTopStep Collective. So please, join the boot camp. I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the final 45 on Periscope. We'll see you then.